Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 27 of the regular season where the Rangers win 6-4 over the St. Louis Blues. And oh boy, that one felt good. So 6-4, and meaning 10 total goals, tells you that this was not the prettiest defended game nor goal-kept game. And in defense of Jordan Binnington, all but one of his goals were heavily screened, and then the one that wasn't was a breakaway. And in defense of Shesterkin, I think he gave up one bad goal tonight. So to just speed run the goals so we can talk about the overarching storyline of the evening, the first one, late in the first period. There would actually be 3 goals in the final 3 minutes of the period. It was wild, but late in the first period, Rangers have it in the in the offensive zone. It's the fourth line out there. Gauthier has the puck, feeds it over for Brendan Schneider. He takes a shot on net. Beautifully screened by Sammy Blais. It goes in, and it's 1-0 Rangers in the waning minutes of the first period. And you're like, all right, that's awesome. We could take momentum out of the first period, and they tied it. A little over a minute later, Blues carry into the offensive zone, shot by Nick Leddy, and it's bounced off of Pavel Buchnevich. I miss him. And Shesterkin makes a half save, but it kind of trickles past him, and Fox has got to have that. That was enough of a stop and enough of a slowdown that Fox has got to clear that puck, and he just doesn't. And it's 1-1. But a little over a minute later, Adam Fox makes up for it. Rangers on a power play, draw. Vinny Trocheck wins it. Panarin passes it back to the point for Fox, fires one on net. Beautiful screen. I want to say this one was by Kreider, and it's in. The Rangers retake the lead. It's 2-1 out of the first. But any confidence you had after the first is completely murdered within the first 15 seconds because there's a shot. It stopped. Mika has got to clear that right to Vladimir Tarasenko. He takes a shot, and it bounces off of Adam Fox's stick shaft to do this weird thing where it bounces off and then bounces on the ice and then over Shesterkin's pad and in between the glove. This was just a super unfortunate goal. I don't really put this one, nor the first one, if I'm being honest, on Igor Shesterkin. This was just one of those, what are you going to do? But less than a minute later, the Rangers respond and retake the lead. Rangers in the offensive zone. Jacob Trouba has it, fires one on net. It's stopped. And I think it was Trocheck that feeds it back to Jacob Trouba, who takes it behind the net, carries around, passes out to the blue line for Artemi Panarin, takes a shot on net, and a mid-fall Vincent Trocheck, beautiful tip in to give the Rangers the lead back. It is now 3-2. Then about halfway through the second period, the Blues are on a power play. Jordan Kyrou, whoo! That was just a gorgeous slap shot. You couldn't place it any better. That was a gorgeous goal by Jordan Kyrou, and you just tip your cap. And a little bit over a minute later, Ryan O'Reilly gives the Blues their first lead of the game, and this one was just hard to watch. Schenn takes a shot on net. It's stopped by Igor Shesterkin. He makes the first save. He might have even made 2 on Schenn. No one clears the puck. All of the defense, all of the forwards are just either not there, puck watching. Someone's got to clear that. Shesterkin makes the first save, and then the rebound is put in by Ryan O'Reilly. It is 4-3 St. Louis, and you head to the third with that same gutted feeling of we're going to find a way to have multiple leads in this game and blow it again. But thank God the third period exists. Rangers in the offensive zone. Lafreniere has it, passes it to Keandre Miller, who takes a pretty nothing shot on net, and it just finds a way in. And Keandre Miller, his first of the season, ties the game at 4 apiece. And a few minutes after that, Rangers take it into the offensive zone. It's a bit of a forecheck. Nothing comes out of it. You think Mika Zibanejad prevents a clear, beautiful play by him to start this, and a gorgeous tip-in from Alexis Lafreniere. Super heads-up play, and the Rangers retake the lead. It is 5-4. And a little under 6 to play, Chris Kreider, a beautiful play defensively to take it away and get a breakaway while short-handed, and the Rangers have a 6-4 lead, which is how this game would end up. Holy crap, we needed that game. So we find our heroes, the Rangers, removed from a 6-game stretch. That includes the embarrassing loss to Ottawa, in which you scored first, the embarrassing game against Edmonton, which included the 3-goal blown lead in the third period, or I should specify the first half of it. You wouldn't even get a point out of that game. The multi-goal lead blown against the Devils, which took you no time at all. You didn't even have a lead after the first period in that game. The meh Ottawa win in Ottawa, a crippling loss to the Ottawa Senators in your house, in which you had a lead with under a minute to play, and then Tkachuk scored to tie it, and then he also scored in overtime to win it. And then the Chicago game on Saturday, which more or less ended with your captain yeeting his helmet at the bench while screaming at them, and then nearly broke down to tears in the post-game presser. That's all to say that watching Rangers hockey recently has been just slightly more fun to experience than a root canal. This is the type of game that the Rangers had to play to get any semblance of their mojo back. Because a lot of times you had leads in this game. You had the 1-0 lead, and then the 2-1 lead, and then the 3-2 lead, and then you were down by a goal, and you came back to tie it, and then take the lead, and then add to it. This was pretty darn perfect. Last season, the Rangers were a joy to watch. They were everything you wanted in a hockey team. They were the no-quit in New York, comeback kids that were just awesome to watch on a nightly basis, where you had really good defense, a explosive offense, and the best goaltender in the league. They were awesome to watch last year, and you could tell that everyone on that team was having the time of their life. And this season, they've been miserable. This is a weird thing to nitpick, but I think it's important. Last season, when the Rangers would score, there would be dog piles and these bear hugs, and they'd jump into each other's arms like a couple at the end of a romantic comedy. And this season, the Rangers have had two modes of celebration, which is the unenthusiastic fist pump or the church side hug. The Rangers this season have just been down on themselves and bummed out and just look miserable. And it's been just awful to watch, but tonight it felt like they were back to last year. It felt like the joy was back in the team and on the bench. And oh my God, was it so nice to see. When Keandre Miller scored, the dog pile was instantaneous around him. Everyone was there, beating on him in a nice way to dap him up, and when Lafreniere scored to give the Rangers the lead, the first person waiting to give him a big old, both arms bear hug was Jacob Trouba. This felt like the return of last year's Rangers. The Rangers this season have seemed emotionless and just ghosts floating around a rink. And tonight, it felt like the joy returned to the team. It was everything you could have hoped for. Yeah, the defense was a little bit sloppy. Yeah, Shesterkin probably should have had a few more than he did. And yeah, the offense had a couple of goals that were just miracles that they went in. But I don't care. This is the type of game that you can build on, not from a gameplay standpoint, but from an emotional locker room standpoint. And that is what the Rangers needed more of than anything else right now. But now you have to kind of pump the brakes on the happy feel-good that was tonight and look to Wednesday. Because you are in Vegas against the Golden Knights, who might be the best team in the NHL this season. That's at 10 o'clock. That is going to be your biggest test to this point. If the Rangers can somehow find a way to get a point out of that game, it would really help this team out. So I'll be here afterwards to talk about it, but that's all I have for the evening. So if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.